I'm better than a 20-year-old for health. I think a lot of that's due to my new diet that I've adopted because I can just see things getting better and better over time.
These are the words of someone who has found the key to rejuvenation and lasting well-being. Allow me to introduce Professor David Sinclair, a renowned professor of genetics at Harvard Medical School. In 2013, we have a photo of Sinclair at 44 years old, and now a recent image of him at 54 years old. Interestingly, he looks younger with each passing year, defying time with an appearance that exudes vitality. Professor Sinclair has transformed his diet and lifestyle based on solid scientific research, claiming that his body is indeed rejuvenating. I analyzed my blood chemistry, and now I am younger and healthier than ever. My levels of testosterone, glucose, inflammation, blood cell composition, and most other health indicators are better than those of a 20-year-old, he shares enthusiastically. In this video, Sinclair reveals his scientific discovery in fascinating detail. He begins by discussing the exercise rules for longevity, sharing how he keeps his body active and youthful with a meticulously planned exercise routine. He goes on to describe the most important dietary habit for longevity, explaining the key dietary change that transformed his health and can do the same for anyone willing to follow in his footsteps. Professor Sinclair doesn't stop there. He details the foods he consumes to promote a long and healthy life, offering a comprehensive view of his daily diet. To complement this, he reveals the supplements he takes daily, explaining how each one contributes to his youth and well-being. Finally, Sinclair addresses the foods he rigorously avoids, emphasizing the importance of certain dietary choices in preserving health and youth. With an engaging narrative, he guides us through his transformation journey, offering a clear and inspiring plan for those who wish to follow his path to longevity and vitality. Get ready to be captivated by this journey of discovery, where science and practice come together to offer a pathway to a longer and healthier life, inspired by one of the world's leading genetics experts. Sinclair reveals that by adopting a healthy lifestyle, we can significantly slow down the aging process. Sinclair, with his innovative approach, offers direct and accessible advice on the importance of physical exercise. He suggests that for best results, it's essential to engage in vigorous physical activities 3 times a week, to the point of becoming breathless. Imagine yourself moving with such intensity that holding a conversation becomes nearly impossible. This level of physical effort creates a state of hypoxia, characterized by low oxygen levels, which, according to Sinclair, has an extremely positive effect on the body. Entering this state stimulates the body to develop muscles, improve blood flow, and release anti-aging chemicals. Sinclair firmly believes that by achieving breathlessness for about 10 minutes, 3 times a week, you can reap significant health benefits. These benefits not only include an overall sense of well-being, but also a considerable reduction, up to 30%, in the likelihood of developing various diseases. Therefore, by following this simple and effective advice, you not only improve your physical and mental condition, but also invest in a longer and healthier life. Sinclair inspires us to adopt an exercise routine that, while challenging, promises to profoundly and enduringly transform our health. Let me know if you're enjoying the video. Leave a comment saying, "I am full of vitality," because that's a powerful statement. As soon as I see your comment, I'll give it a heart, showing your commitment to a healthy lifestyle. Now that you've commented, let's continue. The most crucial dietary habit for longevity, according to Professor Sinclair, is reducing meal frequency. He challenges us to reconsider the traditional idea of having 3 main meals and multiple snacks throughout the day, arguing that this common practice is actually accelerating our aging process. According to Sinclair, it's not just what we eat that matters, but also when we eat. He suggests spacing out meals and allowing the body periods without food intake can have a significant impact on health and longevity. By limiting meal frequency, the body enters a state of intermittent fasting, which triggers a series of beneficial processes such as improved metabolism, reduced inflammation, and promotion of autophagy, a process where the body cleans out damaged cells and regenerates new ones. Sinclair notes that these fasting periods can help slow down aging and prevent chronic diseases, offering a simple yet powerful approach to long-term health improvement. He emphasizes that eating fewer meals and avoiding frequent snacks can be an effective strategy to keep the body in a youthful and healthy state. I've chosen to eat within a window of about 6 hours per day. Over time, I've learned to skip meals. Of course, I don't always succeed, as sometimes I enjoy a good breakfast in beautiful places. However, my goal is to avoid large meals until evening when I have a healthy vegan meal, Professor Sinclair reports. One practical recommendation that Professor Sinclair offers for those wishing to try intermittent fasting is to keep the body hydrated with liquids. Regular intake of coffee, tea, and warm water throughout the day helps reduce hunger sensations. Additionally, consuming nuts can also help suppress hunger quickly. The idea is to go at least 16 hours without eating or consuming very little, reserving an 8-hour window for meals. This typically means having a late lunch if skipping breakfast, or alternatively skipping dinner. This allows the body an extended period of over 20 hours without glucose intake from the outside world. Over time, the liver adapts to this routine and begins to produce glucose steadily, reducing hunger sensations. Persist with this eating pattern for a minimum of 2 weeks, as after this period, especially by the 3rd week, your liver will have adapted to the absence of breakfast or lunch and will start producing glucose steadily. This adaptation is crucial, as we know that blood glucose spikes can result in hunger sensations when it drops after a hearty meal. If you're curious about what Professor Sinclair consumes during his 6-hour eating window, get ready for a fascinating revelation. Sinclair has adopted a predominantly plant-based diet, which has had a tremendously positive impact on his overall health, including notable improvements in skin and memory. He highlights that populations known for longevity often consist of smaller individuals who consume moderate amounts of food and follow a vegetarian diet. However, Sinclair doesn't just consume any plants, he focuses on what he calls stressed plants. This choice is deeply rooted in the xenohormesis theory, which suggests that certain molecules found in plants, such as stress-indicating polyphenols, can offer significant health benefits to those who consume them, promoting greater longevity and well-being. Sinclair believes that these molecules are capable of triggering a response to cellular stresses in the body, leading to a longer and healthier life. When we examine the plants Sinclair consumes, they all share a notable characteristic. They contain highly beneficial molecules for human health. This is not mere coincidence. These molecules have the ability to activate and deactivate metabolic pathways or proteins in the body, which are recognized for their crucial importance to health and longevity. How can we determine if a food has been subjected to stress during cultivation? A general rule is to start with organic farming, free from pesticides, in a natural environment. In these cases, it's more likely that plants have undergone stress. It's worth noting that when your foods undergo stress, you reap the benefits of this nutritional tension, eliminating the need to artificially stress them. Therefore, our focus is on vibrant and colorful plants. Try incorporating vegetables with bright reds, deep purples, and dark greens, as they are rich in polyphenols, which have the potential to activate the body's natural defenses. You might be wondering about some of the varieties of stressed plants that Professor Sinclair consumes in the morning. He includes green tea in his diet, as it contains polyphenols and EGCG with anti-inflammatory and anti-carcinogenic properties. Additionally, he enjoys various types of leafy green vegetables, with spinach standing out due to its iron content and vitamins. He also recommends using olive oil in cooking, as it contains oleic acid that activates sirtuins. The Mediterranean diet is highly valued by Professor Sinclair due to this emphasis and its health benefits and ease of adherence. For those who struggle to follow a fully vegetarian diet, he suggests the Mediterranean diet, or the Okinawa diet, which he himself practiced for decades before adopting a predominantly plant-based diet. Now let's dive into the supplements that Professor Sinclair incorporates into his routine. There are 3 main ones he typically takes, but it's important to note that he doesn't specifically recommend any of them, nor does he endorse any particular brand. First, we have resveratrol, a natural compound found in some plants like grapes and berries. This supplement is widely recognized for its role in activating sirtuins, proteins that regulate various biological processes, including aging. Sinclair believes that resveratrol helps maintain these active sirtuins, contributing to maintaining good health and longevity. The second supplement is NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide, a derivative of vitamin B3. This compound functions to increase levels of NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, in the body, a coenzyme vital for cellular metabolism and energy production. Sinclair considers NMN essential for promoting cellular vitality, helping to slow the aging process and improving physical and mental resilience. Lastly, Sinclair uses metformin, a medication traditionally used to treat type 2 diabetes. However, its properties extend beyond glycemic control. Metformin has been associated with longevity and protection against various diseases, including cardiovascular diseases, frailty, and neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's. Sinclair believes that metformin can contribute to a longer and healthier life by improving metabolic health and protecting against age-related diseases. By incorporating these supplements into his routine, Sinclair aims to maximize his health and longevity based on solid scientific evidence. He inspires us to explore the potential of nutritional supplements as part of a comprehensive strategy for healthy aging, always emphasizing the importance of consulting healthcare professionals before starting any new supplementation. Now, let's talk about what Professor Sinclair eliminated from his diet to promote longevity. Firstly, he chose to exclude sugar from his diet. Sugar, especially fructose, has been identified as a major villain in this context. When excessive amounts of glucose, mainly fructose, are supplied to animals, it results in the development of fatty liver disease and diabetes, which is highly detrimental. One of the most reliable indicators of long-term longevity is blood sugar levels. Elevated blood sugar leads to protein glycation in the body, causing significant cellular damage. Additionally, it's important to note that cancer cells have a particular affinity for sugar, as they feed on it. Therefore, reducing sugar intake is crucial for long-term health maintenance. Professor Sinclair also recommends moderation in fruit consumption, especially fruit juices, due to their high sugar content. Excess sugar in the blood is not beneficial over time. Sugar can be consumed at the end of meals, and while moderation is key, this doesn't require extreme measures. For example, he still allows himself small portions of ice cream occasionally, but avoids overindulgence like devouring a bowl of ice cream every night. Another food item that Professor Sinclair decided to eliminate from his diet was bread. His first significant change was reducing carbohydrates, as he used to consume bread daily, often accompanied by various ingredients. This was an essential part of his diet. However, by cutting out bread from his diet, he noticed immediate improvements in his biochemical markers, especially in blood glucose levels. He realized that having toast for breakfast left him feeling tired and mentally foggy until dinner time. These energy level fluctuations resulted in tremors, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. Professor Sinclair acknowledges that he wishes he had made this dietary change since his 20s, as he has never felt as good as he does now due to this choice. Another significant change he made was reducing meat consumption, which resulted in additional improvements in his health indicators, including reduced cholesterol and triglyceride levels. It's worth mentioning that he has a family history of heart disease, and his decision was not limited to protein alone but also the fat present in meat. He emphasizes that he is not entirely against meat consumption, but believes we should focus our attention on plant-based foods whenever possible. The fourth and final change in his diet was the elimination of milk. This change was made to observe what the results would be. Professor Sinclair is not allergic to dairy and does not suffer from lactose intolerance, but nonetheless he noticed additional improvements in his health with this modification. He suggests that the reason for these improvements may be related to his high protein consumption, which included eggs and other foods, and his high sensitivity to certain components. With Professor Sinclair's practices and recommendations, it becomes clear that the path to longevity and vitality lies in conscious and informed choices. His approach, grounded in rigorous scientific research, offers us a tangible and inspiring model for living better and longer. By adopting a lifestyle that combines vigorous physical exercise, intermittent fasting, a diet rich in stressed plants, and the elimination of harmful foods, we can achieve a level of health that surpasses even that of much younger individuals. Professor Sinclair shows us that we don't have to accept aging as an inevitable process of decline, but rather as an opportunity for continuous renewal. By following his example and incorporating his practices into our daily lives, we have the chance not only to live longer, but to live fully, actively, and healthily. This video invites you to transform your life by adopting habits that promote longevity and well-being, guided by the knowledge and experience of one of the world's foremost genetics experts. So get ready to be inspired and take the first steps toward a longer and healthier life, full of energy and vitality. If you've made it to the end of this video, leave a comment saying, "I stayed until the end." And once I see your comment, I'll give it a heart, because that shows you greatly value life and are committed to habits and attitudes that promote a long and healthy life. Now, I'll leave a video on your screen where the world's oldest model shares all her hidden secrets to longevity. Click on it and watch right away. See you soon.